Well, joining us now is the Railway Minister, also in charge of IT and ITES, Mr. Ashwini Vaishnaw. Mr. Vaishnaw, many thanks for joining us here on CNBC TV 18. Let me start by asking you for the overarching theme of the budget, which seems to focus on consumption, Capex and consolidation. How do you believe the budget is going to change the needle in the attempt to amplify the growth momentum?
This is a phenomenally great budget. The way it has been balanced, we have the Capex program, the entire Capex program is intact, it's going steady. We have a lot of focus on deregulation. There is huge focus on manufacturing and stimulating demand. Practically everything that is required in a good budget. It's a dream budget in my opinion. And I thank Honorable Prime Minister and Honorable Finance Minister for bringing out such a comprehensive budget where we are looking at a 4.4% fiscal deficit, where most of the rich world today is running fiscal deficits significantly higher than this, and still we have practically every sector covered and a very consistent investment program going on. So I think this is a very balanced, very good budget. It's in a sense, it's a dream budget.
Yes, that certainly is the feedback that's coming in from many quarters, Mr. Vaishnaw. But let's talk a little bit about railways. Railway Capex coming in at 2.64 lakh crore rupees. I also want to understand from you if you can give us some color on the railway internals in terms of the operating ratio as well as the spending plans for the year ahead.
Absolutely. 2,52,000 crore rupees budgetary support. And at the PPP investments, 2,64,000 crore rupees is the total capital allocation in the budget. And this is very important because the momentum which is there in railways, in the last 10 years, our Prime Minister himself has focused so much on railways and changing the entire infrastructure, getting new technologies, getting new passenger amenities, new types of trains. Everything is on the cards. And this budget allocation gives us a huge kind of help in maintaining that momentum. Total about 4,60,000 crore rupees worth projects have been included in the budget, which includes new lines, doubling, gauge conversion, completing the electrification, which is almost reaching 97% now. So in a sense, practically every aspect of railway will be benefited by this. I'll give 5 specific points here. One, will be manufacturing about 100 new Vande Bharat trains, which are all non-air conditioned, practically for the low-income category of families. Then we'll be manufacturing 50 Vande Bharat trains, which are for the short distance, roughly 250 kilometer distance, cities which are located 250 kilometers away. So basically having a shuttle kind of connect between them. Then we'll be manufacturing about 200 new Vande Bharat trains, including sleeper as well as the chair car versions, and 1,000 new flyovers and underpasses. And the allocation on safety will increase from 1,14,000 crore. It will go up to 1,16,000 crore. And we'll also be achieving 3 major milestones in the coming months. First is we'll be crossing 1.6 billion tons of cargo. Second, we'll be completing 100% electrification. And third, we'll be crossing 3 lakh crore revenue benchmark. So these are very major important milestones that we are going to cover in the coming months.
Well, certainly important milestones that you've highlighted. 3 lakh crores in revenue, 100% electrification target you hope to achieve as well. Just on the operating ratio as well, Mr. Vaishnaw, if you can leave us with that number too before I move on to the other sectors.
Absolutely. See, the costs we have, the cost of salary, wages, the cost of pension, the cost of energy, the cost of maintenance, the entire cost we are able to meet from the revenue that the railways is earning, because the volume has increased significantly. If you look at 10 years ago, the loading used to be just about 1 billion tons. Now it is 1.5 billion plus, and this year we'll be crossing 1.6 billion tons. Same is the case of passengers increasing steadily. So combine that along with bringing the cost efficiencies by reducing diesel consumption, increasing electrical traction, and also having better maintenance so that the losses in during transportation are reduced. Now we are able to meet all the costs, and this operating ratio now is in the range of 98 to 98.5, in that range. So this is very healthy, and despite not increasing any fares and maintaining that passenger subsidy of about 58,000 crore rupees, while maintaining that, we are able to meet the entire expenditure, which is very good.
Okay, let me then ask you about the other sectors that you look after as well, Mr. Vaishnaw. The component PLI scheme, the hope was that it would be coming in the budget, but you had told me when we spoke a short while ago in Davos that the consultation process is still on, so the window is still open on that. Could you confirm that, sir?
See, 3 major reforms have been announced which are going to directly have a positive impact on the component manufacturing ecosystem, or rather the entire electronics and semiconductor manufacturing ecosystem. First is the rationalization of custom duties. Second is the very nuanced announcement about permanent establishment in the taxation regime. Third is about the warehousing for a variety of inputs which go into electronics manufacturing. So combine these 3 with the thing that we are already working with the industry. I think electronics manufacturing, which right now is, we are doing laptops, we are doing servers, we are doing mobile phones, audio equipment, we are doing many medical equipment. All that is going to, I would say in the coming years, it's going to double or even treble in the coming years, and the employment generation is huge. Even just in electronics and mobile manufacturing, we have close to 2.5 million people employed. That will double in the coming years. So this is a very good boost, and combine and look at that from the perspective of having a mission for manufacturing. A mission for manufacturing, which Honorable Finance Minister has announced today, is very comprehensive. It looks at your labor, looks at your capital requirement, your land requirement, it's a 360-degree assessment of the entire manufacturing sector, and whatever is required, infra, capital, rating, factoring, discounts, everything has been included in that package.
So, Mr. Vaishnaw, just a follow-up question on that, because the existing PLI scheme for electronics, the sun sets in 25-26, if I remember correctly. Is there a possibility or a likelihood of that being extended as well, or do you believe that that has served its purpose?
Listen, the industry is looking more at components now. At this point of time, the industry's focus is on deepening the value chain, because we got very good traction on manufacturing the finished goods. Now the time has come to focus a lot on getting the components and the modules and sub-modules into our country, and that's where the focus is. The active components are part of the semiconductor program, and passive components are part of the component program that we are working. That's where the industry is at this point of time focused on. And also, of course, on design. Industry is also focused a lot on design capabilities.
One of the other announcements that came in from the Finance Minister had to do with that 500 crore rupee outlay on a Centre of Excellence for AI, Mr. Vaishnaw, and of course that's again something that you're spearheading, the government's AI mission. Do you believe that that is going to be enough? Take me through operationalizing this plan as far as the Centres of Excellence is concerned.
The total AI mission allocation is 10,000 crore rupees. And there are 7 big pillars of this, very important pillars. First and foremost, where we have achieved very good success, is getting the common compute facility for all our researchers, academicians, startups. 18,000 GPUs have been empaneled, and out of that 10,000 are already available and installed. And a very, very decent price has come because of the very transparent process by which the private sector investors were empaneled. So I think that's a very important thing. Now we are working on the foundational model as well as the applications, and as you must have seen in a few days ago, we announced that 18 applications have already been approved as a part of it. So this today's announcement of having the Centre of Excellence is very, very important, because AI will be driven by research. It will be driven by getting new algorithms, getting better efficiency in the algorithms, making sure that power consumption is reduced, making sure that accuracy at a lower cost can be achieved. So that's why the announcement of Centre of Excellence, and this will be the third, so is going to be very important, because research is going to drive the innovation in the coming days.
Final question, Mr. Vaishnaw, before I let you go. And you did give us an indication of how we intend to use DeepSeek, and you said that you would like it to be hosted on Indian servers. Explain to me what the thinking is on this front as we move forward.
See, we are, at this point of time, all the experts are evaluating the implications on privacy, the implications on security, so that and it's a very technical subject. Most of the work is being done by the technical experts, and as and when they give their final opinion, we'll be able to take the steps. One of the things that the experts have advised is that we should install DeepSeek on an Indian server so that the data privacy concerns can be addressed properly, and that is what we have started already. That process we have started. And as and when the experts advise us further on this, we'll take further steps.
Okay. All right, Mr. Vaishnaw, always a pleasure. Appreciate you joining us here to give us a very detailed understanding of where things currently stand, not just for the railway Capex plan, but also for the government's AI mission, and of course for the electronic and the component scheme that is currently being worked on. Always a pleasure. Appreciate you joining us here on CNBC TV 18. That's Minister Ashwini Vaishnaw here joining us on the CNBC TV 18 budget headquarters. There's a lot more coming up. We're back in a moment.